Hey, thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling. How's it going?
It's okay.
Yeah, what you been up to? Did you notice anything different about the apartment?
Yeah, you put my head statue on my fridge.
When did you notice?
When I went for my run, before I went, I was like, where the fuck did she put it? I was like, I just saw it. I know.
Kevin said I should pretend like he stole it.
I was wondering if that was the case.
Really?
Yeah, but
There's
then,
pictures of him stealing it.
oh, good.
Anyways. But then what?
Then I made myself a quesadilla. I had to reach behind the statue to get the cheese. What is going on?
It's been there for like a whole day. Yeah. You looked in the refrigerator like 5 times.
Well, not my fault. You do weird things around here sometimes.
And you just ignore them?
For the most part, yes. Yes, I do, because I'm a good roommate. If I had to stop and address every weird thing you did, I'd never have any time for anything.
Oh, okay.
I'd be
Well, that
too
makes
busy.
sense. Yeah, that's reasonable. So today we're having my old coworker, Trey, come on. We're going to talk about vibe coding. Oh my God, Trey, thanks for coming.
Of course, huge fan of the pod.
Thanks. This is my brother, Joseph.
Hi.
What's up, Joseph? I've heard a lot about you.
Yeah. What were you up to today?
My Sundays look pretty consistent. I wake up pretty early. I go to Whole Foods. And then I walk Cooper on Sundays, as you know. And then the rest of the day is just basically me working on what I've been working on. And then just getting ready for the week. My passion project, yeah.
Can you tell Joseph a little bit more about your passion project?
Yeah, so my passion project, basically it's a scheduling software, but it's specifically for professionals who work in special education. So that's what I got my degree in. I'm a speech language pathologist. Before I was working, or actually, no, after I was working at Stanford, I moved into it full time. So I work specifically in special education in school districts, and we schedule these meetings called IEP meetings. And that is what the passion project is centered around. It's centered around streamlining that process because right now it's very time consuming and just super inefficient. So that's what I'm trying to fix here.
What do you how's it going? What's the status report?
So I started working on it at the beginning of the year in January. Literally like first day of January. Yeah, it was a New Year's resolution of mine. I think I tend to get stuck in I think a lot of people get stuck in this place where you have these ideas, but you are like waiting for the perfect time to just go for it, even if the first step was not going to be perfect. So I just started doing it. And I didn't have any experience with vibe coding beforehand, which I know is a whole nother topic. But then as I got more comfortable with it, I was like pretty amazed with what it could do. Now I'm at the process where it's functional right now, and I have a design agency that I'm working with that is helping me to like polish it up and make it look more professional and create a landing page for it. So my goal is that by August, everything will be ready in terms of like production, so that I can have a school district or two pilot it for like a semester, and I can get some feedback on how it's working for them. And because there's only so much that I can test by myself, I'd love to see how it actually works in real time. So yeah, that's where it's at. I'm really excited about it.
Is Trey making you nervous?
A little, yeah.
Don't be nervous.
Yeah, he's so CEO right now. Yeah. No, it's just okay, so LiAnne and I had a conversation the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, like AI is like becoming a lot better and like people are getting laid off. Like, there could be like kind of like worrisome changes like in our area. Like,
Mhm.
and LiAnne was like, be cool, man. Take your shoes off. Like, like
I literally was just like, why worry about it right now? We're doing fine in the moment. So can you just
I agree.
for a second?
I, I agree. Yeah. There's no point. I mean, yeah, you can't control it, right? Like control the controllables. So, but yes, I think I feel fortunate right now that I think that I'm in a field where I don't have to worry too much. But then I'm always amazed with what I see, and I'm like, maybe I should be worried a little bit. So, yeah,
I think you're in a good place right now, though, because I always thought like education institutes would probably adapt to AI a slow
yeah,
bit.
yeah. I've actually seen virtual AI speech therapists start popping up. It's a little bizarre and it's kind of a little like unnerving. I don't know if I would want I would feel a little uncomfortable by it personally, like if that was my kid.
Yeah.
But it might become the norm, like I was telling you and Andrew, there are more and more like AI-led schools popping up around the Bay, especially the Bay, right? Where there are no teachers. It's all AI teaching the kids, and adults are around just to supervise, but they're not actually teaching anything. So it's a
I
little
told
weird.
Joseph about that. He didn't believe me.
It's
But
true.
the kids teach like they're being taught. Have you heard of the Terminator?
Yeah.
Where are we at on that? Can we like yeah, do we need to be worried about the Terminator? Like what's at one
We
point
should be.
we should be. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I told you, LiAnne.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
She told me to take my shoes off.
No, I just told him like touch grass. Like you need to get a grip.
You need to get a grip.
I just like there's only so much you can control about it. So it's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Cry about it? Like whatever.
Stress about it.
What do you
Lose
do?
sleep.
What is loss of sleep doing to make it better?
I'm helping.
You're helping the cause by
Yeah.
losing.
Yeah. I feel like we've kind of like brushed past your initial like your entrepreneur side, and because we got distracted by your vibe coding activities. Can you maybe do you have anything you'd like to add around that kind of realm of things?
So I think in general, I knew that I loved creating things. I'm kind of a control freak where like I like to be in control of things and I like things to be a certain way. And I think I have to constantly remind myself that, especially when I'm working on a team, that um, it's not always going to be exactly the way that I want it to be because there are other, stakeholders involved. And with this, I mean, I get to control everything. And that's obviously something that I like and it's really cool. But I don't know. This just kind of happened. I didn't have the idea like this is what I'm going to do. It just kind of popped up and it became a serious thing. Now I'm moving back home so that I can pursue it full time. So, yeah,
Tell
kind of
me more
crazy.
about the kind of you because I thought it was like a nice note that you had where you were like sometimes you have an idea and you just like can't find like time like the right time to jump in and
Yeah.
like can you say more about why you think it's important to go ahead and chase dreams when you got them?
Yeah, inspirational. I guess I just think that if you're waiting for the perfect time to do something, then you're never gonna do it. And um, one of the things that I think is consistent with what I've heard from people who have been super successful in anything they do is they're not afraid to try and go for it. And that's something that I'm trying to get better at is like because I would have never started this if it was like I have to know how to do everything and I have to be an expert in this stuff before I can even attempt to do it. I would never start it. And especially nowadays with vibe coding, right? It almost feels like it's a race to get your ideas out because it's kind of bridged the gap, right? People with no technical background or abilities, now if you have an idea and you are really specific about that idea, then anyone can anyone can build that thing that they're thinking of, you know? So I just try to get out of that mindset of like it has to be perfect. Like the first step is always going to be imperfect. And if you would have told me that it would be where it is now when I first started in January, I would have been like, man, there's no way. But the power of vibe coding, you know? So um, it's here. And I encourage anyone to just take that first step and just go for it.
Yeah.
What do you think are like important traits of somebody that's in your position that's, you know, like if you were going to give yourself advice like back in end of December, what would you say?
hmm I would say you need to be very patient because, like I said, the first couple months, I mean, even still now for me, I'm still learning so much. And that can be super frustrating because there's a lot of misconceptions about really what vibe coding is. I think when you see people talk about it, it makes it seem like, oh, I gave it one prompt and my entire app was built and it's ready. And that's just not the truth. I mean, you might be able to do things like that personally for yourself, and that's great. Like if you wanted to create something for your house, like a specific thing, that might be true. But when you're trying to build something that is actually going to be shipped and other people are going to use it, it's just going to take time. So I would say patience. Um, I would say for me, it's trying to work on it like as much as possible. But also giving myself time away. I think my best ideas for it and some like really deep realizations with it have come when I've stepped away from it for a little bit and just taken a walk or taken a day off from it. So that's also important. Um, gosh, what else is really important with this?
A week without working on it.
A week? No, I gone a weekend because I was at that conference, so I was away from my computer.
Yeah.
But other than that, no. I mean, I try to work on it at least a little bit every day. And that just, I think, makes a difference. And it also keeps things fresh. I also think that it helps that I'm seeing the problem every single day in my work, right? So anytime that it comes up, I'm like, oh, wow, that's another idea. Like, this is something that I can use. And I think that's a huge advantage. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. And my hope is that one of the districts that I get to pilot it is going to be the district that I work at so that I can use it every single day
Yeah.
and refine it and talk to the people that I'm working with. And so, yeah, I hope that answers your question.
It did. No, I thought it was a great answer. Yeah. It gave me a thread though I wanted to pull on a little bit around
Yeah.
the kind of misconceptions around vibe coding. Like I didn't expect you to say that, so I'd love to hear kind of like, what are the misconceptions? What does it actually look like? And kind of, I think
Mhm.
that would be cool to hear.
I guess it depends on what you're trying to build. I think that's the most important thing. I just think um, what you see on social media is, and what I thought it was, isn't what it actually turned out to be. It's definitely bridged the gap. And like I said, you're able to describe what you want in just normal plain English and it can build it out. But it's a lot of working through and going through multiple iterations to get exactly what you want. Because even when you think you're as specific as possible, you might not be as specific as you should have been that first time around, right? So it's constantly tweaking things and testing things to make sure that it works. So it's a long process, and I one of the things that I saw, um, I forgot where I read it, but people say that coding with vibe coding is like coding in dog years. But most people on the internet are like, yeah, like if you've worked on a project for longer than 3 months, then that's like insane. for a vibe coded project, which I'm like, really? Like, I've been working on this for like 5 months, and I
Yeah.
5, 6 months. So, but again, I think it depends on what you're building. The things that I've seen on TikTok are pretty surface level. Like, one of the things I saw one guy build, which I thought was a super cool idea. It's like a notes type app where like you type in, but you type in what you ate for that day. But it's note style, and then it automatically calculates the calories. So it's like it's pretty cool. And he built that relatively quickly. But I think for something like this, where I'm having to integrate like APIs with Google Calendar and things like that, and I'm also dealing with sensitive information because it's student information. I can't just freeball it and and just move. I have to be super sure because I could get in a lot of trouble
Yeah.
if it's not secure. So
Right?
yeah,
It's so niche.
For
it's
the
very niche.
like, this one being complicated, like I guess you can't like put your entire project code in one like thing, right? So that's like,
Yeah,
how do you get around that type of problem? Do you like build it by like sections, basically?
exactly. It's feature by feature, and I found that that's the best way to do it. If you give it too much, there's so much that's going to be lost in the shuffle, and that's where things start to break, and that's where you're not as specific as you think you should be. So it's literally been working one feature at a time, right? So like, I'm trying to think of an example, but like if I'm working on a page and and there are like multiple buttons I need to fix on that page, I'm going to focus one button at a time, because if I try and do it all in one shot, it's going to get weird, and then I'm going to not even know what it did. So, but one of the coolest one of the coolest things that that these vibe coding apps have now is they have this it's called plan mode, where you tell it what you want, but then before it even starts doing anything, it asks you a bunch of questions, so that way it gets to the core of exactly the weeds of it. So like, it'll ask you like, oh, just to be sure, do you want to do it this way or do you want to do it that way? And it's like it goes through like a list of questions, and I found that going through that mode, it definitely takes longer, but then it usually gets it right a lot quicker versus if you just had it go off and do the thing based off of your initial instructions.
So are your instructions like paragraph longs or just like a few sentences?
It depends on what I'm doing, but I try to keep it as simple as possible. I don't want to confuse it, because when I give it like essays, it gets confused. Is what I've noted. So that's why I've learned to do it feature by feature, and like doing it one small thing at a time versus like giving it a laundry list of things that I need it to do.
So did you do like some practice apps, or like did you make some things before you started on this big project? Did you do some like smaller things first?
No, I didn't actually. And the reason being is because I didn't go into it with this idea that I was going to get super serious about it and then move home and then focus on it full time. It was always at first just like, I'm doing this for fun because it's super interesting to me. And I want to learn about more about this. And I also think that this is a real life problem that I currently go through. So maybe I can just solve this problem for myself. And that's what it initially was. But then when I started to get more into it, and I realized how accessible it was for me to learn, then I started to get more serious, and I was like, whoa, like I can actually do some real cool things with that. But it probably wouldn't have been a bad idea. And I wouldn't be against someone just learning how to do something super small and like something that could, I don't know, impact their daily lives. Um, because it's a cool way to learn. I think um, people would be surprised by how accessible it really is.
So there's like a lot of pushback with vibe coding right now. I was wondering if you had any like comments or like any thoughts about that.
Yeah, I can understand why there would be pushback, because I do think that it really sucks that it's taking people's jobs and people are having a hard time, I would probably feel the same way. It's like for my friend's cousin who 4 years ago when he got his degree, that it probably wasn't a thing on his mind. And now he has his degree and he's like, well, what am I going to do now? So I do think that part sucks, but I also think I do think it's cool that it's allowing people, like I said, with no technical background an opportunity to create things they otherwise would have to go out and hire a developer or a team of developers to create this project for them. And I have no idea how much that would cost out of pocket, but it would probably be a lot more than paying for a subscription on Claude
Yeah.
monthly.
Yeah.
So um, I think that there's pros and there's cons to it, but the cons really, really suck, but the pros are really, really great. So I guess it depends on the person.
Yeah. Yeah, the accessibility is really great. I think access to technology is really important for
Oh yeah, for
general
sure.
consumer.
Speaking
For
of that,
sure.
like, is there like, like, mm, some people are a little scared of computers or whatever, like, is there is there like where do we start? I mean, like, um, do you feel that like extracting information out of like a chat GPT is maybe less exciting or important as vibe coding for general people to like try and take a swing at it and get a taste of the AI future? Or
Um, yeah, I think that that's a good question. I I definitely think there's more of a learning curve with vibe coding and learning how that stuff works. Like for example, Claude uses your terminal. Um, and that can look really intimidating because it's not like a really nice web interface. So I know for a fact I've seen people who are like, I'm not going to use Claude because it just looks super intimidating because it's in your terminal. So I could see why that might deter someone from wanting to use it. I think, like I said, um, it's all about having a very specific vision about what you want that thing to do. Because if you don't, it's going to build something so random. But you can't really be mad about it because it's interpreting what you gave it, you know? So I think for me, it was really motivating to see the front end being built so I can see like how it would look. That was really cool for me. And you can go on like Figma if you've heard of Figma.
Yeah.
Figma has like an AI where you can describe your app and then it will create like a little interface. And that's really cool because you can be like, "Oh wow, like this is how it would look." And that's really motivating. It's actually backwards of how you should code out an app. The back end is so much harder than the front end, but the front end is so motivating because you see things actually in front of your face.
Yeah.
Back end is like actually what makes the app work. And that's the most tedious part of it. But for someone who's intimidated, I would say start on a small project. Figma AI or like one of these coding apps that can code out the front end for you. And so you can see how it would look. I find that to be motivating and like shows you, wow, like my vision has come to life. Like it's a real thing. So I don't know.
Yeah. So far, what have your like biggest imposter syndrome moments been, if you've had any?
Yeah, I have it probably like every week. I'm like, do I need? Of course. Um, of course, yeah. For me it's been really important not to I try to stay off the internet and see what other people are doing, because when I see what other founders are doing, I do get intimidated because I'm like, wow, they have a technical background and they have all of these things and that's great for them, but it just doesn't really do me any good. Like for the longest time, I would look up my idea on Google to see if anyone had made it. But I would look it up like every day thinking that something would have changed and like someone would have made it. But then that inevitably led to me going down a rabbit hole of seeing what other people have made, and in my space in like ed tech, And it's really intimidating because it's like that I have so much experience. And I'm like, oh God, I've got to compete with these guys. But I don't know. I think ignorance is bliss in a lot of these situations. So I just stay off of I'm not even on social media right now.
Really?
Because because I just don't want to see any of this stuff. Like it's I know it's gonna get in my head and it's gonna I don't know.
I
I'm easily persuaded, so
Yeah. Okay, speaking about your social media. So I was telling Joseph about this, but I wanted you to talk about it. Trey puts his phone in a box at night.
No kidding. And no social media. Like, what do you even do with your phone during the daytime in the first place?
I'm locked in.
What else do you do
Yeah.
that cuts off like
Let's talk about the box.
yeah, talk about the
The
box.
box. Yeah. So I read this book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. Have you heard of that book?
Mhm.
It's a really great book. But he talks about how habits are easier to break when negative habits are out of sight. And for me, if I don't see my phone, then I'm not going to be inclined to want to go on it as I'm trying to get ready for bed. You know, it's just kind of out of sight, out of mind. So, but when it's time for bed, I put my phone in a box and it's just not there. Um, the other reason for it is I've read and I've heard like from research that blue light is probably the most negative thing that affects your sleep and your ability to go to sleep in a reasonable amount of time. So it's like huge for me that I just don't have my phone near me because I know that if it is near me, I'm going to want to scroll on TikTok or I'm just going to want to check random, like my message. I don't know, the weather. I'm just going to want to check just random stuff.
The weather.
So I keep it away.
So is it like a lockbox or is it just like a cardboard box?
It's just a regular box. I mean, it's not like I have a passcode set on it or anything. It's literally a black box that I ordered from Amazon that it's an iPhone size box and I just put it in there and I put it in like a drawer. So like I can't even see the box. It's gone. So
Does
it's
it
just not
charge
a
it or
no.
it doesn't even charge? When you charge your phone, it's on
During the
duty in the
day.
morning, isn't it?
During the day.
During the
And then
day.
I have an alarm clock, so I don't even use my phone for my alarms. So I have it during the day, and I have this thing called a brick. If you guys have ever heard of it,
No, tell us.
so it locks certain apps throughout the day, so I can't use those apps. And it runs on a schedule. So the only way that I'm able to unlock it is if I'm physically present and I can tap the brick. Otherwise, if I'm out, it's going to be locked no matter what. I can't unbrick it.
Oh,
It's
that's
just
not.
locked.
This is not what I thought you were gonna say. I thought
So if you're out, it's like 9 p.m., your phone automatically shuts down.
It doesn't. It shuts down specific apps. So I pick the apps that I want myself to be able to have access to. So like always phone, always messages, always. But the apps that it blocks is like Reddit and TikTok and like so it runs on a schedule. So you can create a schedule for yourself and like give yourself pockets of the day to use these apps if you wanted to. But that's helped a lot in me not even because I don't even have the option. I can't use it.
You have an Apple Watch?
No, I have a Whoop.
What's a Whoop?
they're
A
great.
Whoop.
I've had a Whoop before.
What the heck
Have
is
you?
that?
Yeah,
Yeah. Whoops are awesome. It's
yeah.
like a fitness band tracker, but it's there's no
There's no.
screen on it, so it's just
Yeah,
a
there's
band.
no screen. Yeah,
I
Um,
see them
but
all the time, and I wondered what they were.
it's super affordable. I think, right? Like for the
depending
amount of
on
time.
the model that you get, yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's like 250, 300. It's like if you've heard of those rings, what do you call those
Or
rings? Gabby has one.
Ordering.
Yeah. Aura rings. It tracks your sleep and your stress and just like other cool things.
oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I
I
think I
Yeah.
had a really cheap one.
oh,
I think it was like $50 or something crazy cheap. And I was like, wow, so many things I can track. And there was no screen. And like to tell you the time, it would just tell you the closest 5 minutes. Yeah, because it would just show you like a series of dots
Oh,
in a circle.
Nice.
You want to tell Trey about your weird watch?
My weird watch.
Your alarm clock.
Oh, I have a Pavlok shot clock. It is a watch that has a little shocker in it, and so whenever the alarm goes off, it'll buzz you. So, was that?
How hard does it buzz you?
You can set the.
You can set the speed.
Intensity? Okay.
Yeah,
He's a really.
That's pretty cool, actually.
yeah. It's
Are
pretty
you? Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't, regular alarm clocks won't wake you up?
No, actually, and the nice thing about this is that I'm starting to wake up earlier to avoid getting shocked. And so I set like normal people alarms like on my phone, and then so I'll wake up to the normal people alarm, and then I'll turn off my shocker. Yeah. But if I get shocked awake though, I feel like stimulated, ready, you know? Like a little rocket up my butt.
So there's no period of you feeling groggy or anything. Like you're ready.
Justin is naturally a groggy person.
Yeah. Yeah, to be honest with you, I've turned it off before and then gone back to sleep. But there's a setting on that like if it thinks you're still asleep, it'll just keep shocking you. Like,
Oh god,
It's a shock collar, but
that's intense.
yeah.
Jeez.
It's kind of bad because it would like shock me while I was sitting at my desk. And so it's like
Okay.
what? I had to go for a walk. Like it's too
That's
much.
very intense.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet though. I think it saved my life. I think it saved my life. I think everybody should get one of those.
That's
Borrow
awesome.
one. Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
you probably don't need it, Trey. Your phone's locked away in a box, so I'm sure you.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. Very true.
Do you have any other questions?
Do you want to talk about the future? Can you talk about the future? And tell us something you think is going to happen. Or something that it can be a conspiracy theory for all our listeners who are living in 2026. You know, what is
2020.
what's next? You know, you can tell
something
us.
in the
2030.
something in the future. 2036. Oh gosh.
You tied them up. You tied them into a.
Let me think. Let me think of something crazy that I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
Um,
We want to hear all the crazy things you think is going to happen. So if you have a list, that's okay too.
I think by 2036, it will be possible to clone people. I do. I genuinely believe that. The reason why I think this is because Tom Brady, you both know him,
Yeah, we know Tom
football
Brady.
quarterback.
The football guy, yeah.
He heavily invested into a company that is all about this, and right now they're doing it with dogs. He did it with his dog who recently passed away.
He cloned his dog.
Yes, look it up. He cloned his dog. But the reason why they're starting with animals, right? They always do this. But eventually, I know that they want to move to humans. And I think that he wants to clone himself.
Tom Brady?
Yes, I do. I genuinely believe that. I do think that it will come. I don't know about in 10 years, but I think that we're moving in that direction for sure.
Wow, that was not even close to on my radar. That was such a good one.
It's really out there. I was not expecting that at all.
You should look it up. It's pretty crazy, and the results are like spot on. I mean, obviously the personality is not going to be the same of the dog, but the look of it, I mean, you would not be able to tell the difference.
Personality is different?
Yeah, I mean, personality is.
Did you meet the first dog or something? Or? Did you say the first?
I just know. All right, I should say I assume that the personality will be different because personality is shaped by experiences and things beyond just the genetics. But yeah, you should look it up. It's pretty crazy.
He's
Crazy
looking at it
stuff.
right
Yeah, I'm looking at the photos.
Tom Brady dog. Yeah.
now. Would you be interested in being cloned, Trey?
Yeah, I would actually. I've always thought about this. Like, times where I don't want to go into work. Times where I don't want to go into work, that would be.
Would you
But
be?
yeah,
I mean, ideally, if this all works out, you'll be like the CEO founder, right? So, like, who are you not going into work for? You?
that's true. That's very true.
Would you sell one of your clones to somebody? Like, would you like? What if there was a marketplace for you to be like, oh, here's a Trey clone? Like, I'd probably buy that. Like,
I would, yeah.
would you be
I
down for
would.
that? Like, you take a royalty or something. I think.
I definitely would be. I think where it would get hairy is like if your clone went out and committed a serious crime,
Right.
and
That does sound hairy. Yeah.
so that would be the main thing I'd be worried about. But other than that, yes.
So, would you only clone yourself once or like multiple times? Like,
No, he just said he would sell clones of himself. That people
you
would buy them.
suggested that to him. He didn't say that. You just said that.
He said he agreed with it, though.
I thought we were just getting.
Did I misunderstand him?
I did agree with it. Yes.
So, how many trays are there gonna be?
Too many. Hopefully, at least 5.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were gonna say 35, so that's good.
5. I was thinking 10, like a good round number, but 5.
10. One for each neighborhood at Stamford.
Honestly, that'd be. Oh my God! Wait, are clones gonna take our job?
Maybe.
Well, I'm not doing all that.
Are we gonna keep our clones? Like, how do the rights to the clones work?
Oh,
Have you ever seen Us?
do, don't they?
Huh?
What?
Have you ever seen Us? Jordan Peele's movie?
I thought that's what you were talking about. Yeah, I think I have seen that. And they're
Us, yeah.
underground, and they. That's a scary movie. I don't know if I like that.
Where they have clones of themselves, but one of them is like underground and they like can't talk and have no social skills and then the other one. You've never seen that, LiAnne?
No, I don't watch scary movies.
You have to watch it. It's a good movie.
It's a documentary.
That's what would happen.
It's a documentary.
You gotta watch it.
Oh no! Oh my God!
Yeah, skip. Yes. How would you go about finding a co-founder?
Oh. I think using your networks. I feel like you need to
Using
find
my
someone you can
networks.
really trust.
Mm,
And you should
okay.
let me interview them because I want to judge them. And I feel
Okay.
like I'm really good at that.
I've thought about going, like Bay Area, they have all these founder meetups. Like I've thought about going to those, but
Yeah.
I don't know how weird those are.
Yeah.
It seems like that would be. It seems like it would
You
be
should bring us with
like
you.
go to 3 of those. And I don't know if I want to go to this.
I want to go.
Okay.
I can just
I mean, I'll
picture
go
the
if she goes,
personalities.
but I feel like it would be a way to kind of like get a lot of people off your list.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
What are you looking for too? It feels like
That's what I keep asking him.
it feels kind of like a lot of like moving parts here, right?
Dating for
Wait,
a co-founder. Right?
what am I looking for? You said.
Yeah, like I feel like
I-
that's part of the ambiguity, right?
I think I'm looking for somebody with a technical background that has a degree in software engineering or like experience, right? Like, because I think vibe coding is really cool, but I'm also not naive and I understand that there's probably a lot that I don't know. And that's where someone with a background in it would be able to provide value and, point out these things for me. But also, like LiAnne said, it's important that I find somebody that I trust and I'm not just picking the first person I see out of a lineup.
Right.
So it's like that part of it. But I don't know. I think I'll eventually find somebody if I'm supposed to.
Okay.
Wow.
Great.
Yeah, the moon has been doing moon stuff lately. That's good.
Maybe your planets will align.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What kind of zodiac symbol are you going for in your co-founder? Like,
A Leo.
you need a Leo? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, if you know any Leos, let me know.
When's your birthday?
April 1st.
You're lying.
I swear.
That's why you're such a prankster.
That is why.
You're such a prankster. Oh my god.
Shout out to Trey for joining us this week on the pod.
Really happy you came on the show.
Are you more or less interested in vibe coding now?
Less, like way less. Oh my god. I hope that's not like inflammatory or anything, but like he just made it seem so like, I mean, it's just a thing you do. It's just like a
Yeah.
thing, and it's not like it's like finding out like when you were a kid and you're like, oh, I really love, like, say soccer. I love playing soccer, and then you like find out that like you're this, like, you get older and you're like, it's finding out that there's like a professional group of people doing soccer. It's not just like a kids in the backyard,
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like that. It's like, oh, okay, people can just be like superbly good at this. I didn't know they were doing that. Didn't know. I thought we were just hanging out, kicking soccer balls into our own team's goal. I thought no one really knew how to juggle. I thought that was all CGI. And then you see somebody juggle in front of you for like 2 minutes straight. You're just like, well, there's no point. There's no point to this anymore for me.
Yeah, it did seem like very expensive. I thought it would be more like a genie where you like snap your fingers.
Yeah. Also, like,
the way people are acting, they act like it's a snap the finger thing.
Just a little snap of the finger. Yeah. The future's scary. Clones. It's been bothering me so much.
This thing about
Like,
clones is freaking me out.
to be honest with you, like, it was so out of nowhere, and it was like, and it's been like 3 weeks or something crazy since we actually spoke to Trey. And you said the clone thing, it's been just on my mind every single day.
Yeah, no, the clone thing is crazy. But also listening to it again, he said the personalities would be different. So like, what's the point? What's the point of having a clone if the personality is different? It's like a new person.
Yeah, I kind of feel
Just
like,
make a new person the old-fashioned way.
oh, okay, that's nice. I didn't think that's where you were gonna go. I thought you were gonna say, why don't we just clone somebody really good? Because like when you said it, the way you said it, like they would just have the same body and the personalities would be different. Like, yeah, what is the point? Like, of like, if they cloned me,
Yeah.
what is the point of that? We'll just get somebody with like better skin at least, like. Thank you for listening to this episode of Sibling Shenanigans. Please be sure to like and follow the show. So we'll keep doing it. I like it. You follow the show. Otherwise, we might stop. If you don't want to do either of those, you should. But if you don't, go ahead and just write an email to us, and we'll broadcast it to our audience.
The email is joe.lianne.pod@gmail.com.
Yes, that is the email address for you to send in your request for advice. The Dick siblings will get right on your inquiry and proceed accordingly to broadcasting and such.
Love ya. Bye.